He's a bad beast on that barbecue, on the grill or the smoker. He knows just what to do. He's a bad beast on that barbecue.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode of Bad Beast Barbecue. Hey, today we're going to have a little competition between the Rec Teq 700 and the Char-Griller 980, okay? We're going to put a slab of St. Louis style ribs on each one of them. We're not going to wrap today. We're going to let them go their full 4.5 hours to see exactly who cooks these ribs the best, okay? In the RecTeq, we have the Kingsford signature blend pellets, which is like a combination of hickory and cherry and apple type pellets. And in the 980 Char-Griller, we're going to throw a couple of chunks of hickory down in the ash box. Now, I wanted to throw a couple of different chunks down there to kind of try to match what we have in the RecTeq 700. So I do have some apple chunks, so I think I'll throw a couple of chunks of hickory, a couple of chunks of apple. I couldn't find any cherry chunks for some reason this weekend. Every store I went to didn't have any cherry chunks, so we'll have to order some online, okay? But hey, before we get started with the cook, let me give you the tail of the tape. All right, guys, so now that you've seen the tail of the tape, we're going to go ahead and get these ribs prepped. Nothing really fantastic or special, but we are using, I found this in the store yesterday. This is Grill Mates grilling seasoning. It's cracked pepper and garlic with sea salt, okay? So this is kind of a SPG, okay? And using sea salt instead of kosher salt. So we're going to go ahead and try this McCormick's Grill Mates cracked black pepper and garlic and sea salt seasoning, okay? Grill Mates do make some pretty good stuff for the grill, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and hit these right quick with a little Pam. And if I can find the opening, all right, and we're gonna hit this pretty liberal. So this seasoning looks like it's got some nice big pieces of sea salt and garlic in it. Has a good amount of cracked black pepper in it also. All right, guys, so we got these bad boys seasoned up, and we're gonna go ahead and head out to each one of the smokers. I already have them preheated at 235 degrees today. That's what we're cooking at. And like I said, we're gonna be trying to keep these on for 4.5 hours or until they're tender. No wrap today, okay? All right, let's get the competition underway. All right, guys. So we're gonna open up our ash pan here, and we're gonna throw in our hickory and our apple chunks and let the falling embers add some smoke. All right, good to go. All right, let's go ahead and get these ribs on. We're gonna put them right in the middle. All right, let's head to the RecTeq. All right, guys, we're up here at the RecTeq. She's smoking pretty good. Get our ribs on, right in the center. All righty. All right, guys, so we got our ribs on each one of the smoker. I recorded the beginning of this video indoors because it's cicada season, and the cicadas in the trees up here were making a whole lot of noise. They seem to be quiet right now, so we're able to videotape outside. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to let these ribs go for about 2 hours, and then we'll come back and see if we need to spritz either one of them, and we'll see what they look like after a couple of hours, okay? We're shooting for 4.5 hours on these ribs at 235 degrees, so we'll see if we have to go a little bit longer on either one of the smokers to get that tenderness that we're looking for. Okay, hey, don't go nowhere. All right, guys, it's been 2 hours, and we're going to take a look at the RecTeq 700 first, and then we're going to go downstairs and take a look at the Char-Griller. All right, guys, looks like we're getting some nice red color on it. Could use a little spritzing. Might come back and spritz this with a little beer. But so far, it looks pretty good. This is after 2 hours, okay? All right, let's go check out the 980. All right, let's go ahead and get a closer look. All right, guys, so this one here seems like it still has a little bit more moisture than the one upstairs, and it has a nice kind of a patina tan color. So this one's really nice. It's getting some good smoke from the Char-Griller. So I might spritz this one also. So we'll come back in 4 hours and see how they're doing. All right, guys, so we're finished with our cook, and here are both slabs of ribs. On the right side, we have the Char-Griller ribs, and on the left side, we have the RecTeq ribs, okay? So let's take a look at them closely and check out color and bone pullback, okay? All right, guys, so here are our ribs. The one on the right, like I said, is the Char-Griller ribs, and the one on the left is the RecTeq. The RecTeq ribs got more of a reddish color to them than the Char-Griller ribs. That may be because of the type of wood pellets that were in the Rec Teq 700. But both of them have a fantastic looking bark, and both of them have some fantastic looking color. If you look at the bone pullback, the RecTeq has some bone pullback, but not as much as the Char-Griller. Okay, now one caveat is that the RecTeq, to me, wins the heat control category because I set it to 235 degrees, and according to the control, it stayed 235 degrees, whereas the Char-Griller fluctuated between 235 degrees and as high as 270 degrees. Okay, so but I know charcoal reacts differently than pellets. All right, so let's go ahead and cut into these and let's see what we got. All right, guys, so we got our DALSTRONG chef knife here. We're gonna go ahead and cut a rib out of the middle of both of these. Let's flip them over. See what the underside looks like. Not bad. This is the RecTeq does have a real pretty underside. This side looks okay too. A lot of seasoning, great bark on these. So, all right, let's go ahead and cut a rib out the middle of these. Both of them are very juicy. Okay. All right, guys, so the rib on the top is from the Char-Griller, and the rib from the bottom is from the RecTeq. To be honest with you, they are probably about tied when it comes to a smoke ring. Both of them have a nice reddish color around the edges, and they both are really, really juicy. So I think that's a tie in that remark. All right, so let's go ahead and have a taste test. All right, guys, so we're gonna first taste the one from the RecTeq. That smells fantastic. I love the way that rub smells. That McCormick's SPG smells really, really good. Nice and tender, nice and juicy. All right, let's see what we got. All right, this is a great tasting rib. Has some great flavor to it from the rub. The smoke flavor is not strong, very, very mild, as with most pellet smokers. But the tenderness is there, the juiciness is there. Can't go wrong with this rib. All right, let's go ahead and try the one from the Char-Griller. Well, you can smell the charcoal and smoke in this one here. It's juicy, tender. All right, let's go ahead and bite. Oh yeah, this is a fantastic rib. On top of the seasoning, you can definitely taste the smoke and the charcoal flavor. You can definitely taste the difference between the two ribs. They're very, very close. But if I had to choose one over the other, I would probably choose the Char-Griller ribs over the RecTeq ribs, simply because there's a hint of A little stronger hint of smoke, stronger hint of that charcoal flavor, okay? Get another bite. That's definitely a fantastic rib and really, really juicy, okay? Well, my conclusion is that you can't go wrong with either one of these grills. Just simply a matter of choice. The Char-Griller is definitely going to always give you more of a charcoal, more of a wood type flavor simply because of the fuel that it used, okay? We use Kingsford in it today with some hickory and some apple wood chunks. And like I said, the pellet smoker had the Kingsford signature pellets inside of it. So it's a mixture of hickory and cherry and apple and so forth and so on. And I'm thinking that the cherry inside of the pellets is what gave the RecTeq ribs that nice red color, to whereas we didn't have any cherry in the Char-Griller, okay? So, you know, you make your mind up. As far as temperature control, if you're a real stickler for temperature control, then the RecTeq might be the way to go for you. But the Char-Griller eventually will even out. Even though I had it at 235, it stayed roughly around 250, but it is extremely hot outside. So that could have played a role in its temperature control, okay? So, well, that's all we have time for today. Hey, and if you guys are interested in a RecTeq smoker, check out the guys at RecTeq.com or RecTeq.com, not RecTeqGrills.com. And they have some fantastic stuff out there. The Char-Griller was a present from my wife. If you guys haven't seen that video or our burn-in, our seasoning video, I put an iCard up here for you to check it out. But I love that Char-Griller. We're going to be doing more competitions between it and the Kamado and it and the Weber and so forth and so on. So, but I have to give the edge in these ribs here to the Char-Griller, probably by about 1.5 points, just because of the charcoal and the wood flavor that I can taste in that more so than I can in the pellet, okay? Well, that's all we have time for today. Hey, thanks for joining us. Like we always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if it's fire, then damn it, there just might be a barbecue there. Hey, as always, hey, we'll see you guys around the smoker.